at the elbow. Clapper vision is a pair of scissors or pliers, right? You know, the bolt that connects the two handles of the pliers so you can grip something really tight. Well, one arm of the pliers is your humerus bone. The other arm is your forearm. And they meet at the elbow. They meet with that bolt that connects those two handles. What Quentin Lake did, and he needed surgery, by the way, is he broke the bolt that attaches those two arms so you have that mechanical advantage of a pair of pliers or scissors. Surgery was to repair the bolt that connects those two, and that's been repaired. He's going to be coming back. He doesn't have any future history to worry about. That elbow is tight and it's stiff enough. He's going to be a big part of why they're going to beat Carolina as well.
Not just beat Carolina, but make this run to the Super Bowl, Dr. Clapper.
Yes.
I know that's what everybody at the Rams organization right now is just hyper focused. And let me tell you something. There's a lot of distractions out there, Doc, because there's now 8 head coaching openings around the league. Chris Shula, the defensive coordinator, has been talked about a lot during the year. There are a lot of assistant coaches on that Rams staff that get plucked, it seems, every year. So there are what I would call distractions. And that's the way we see it out here. But I just know that inside they are just hyper laser focused on one goal, and that is win the Super Bowl. And anybody who's going to get a job and get a promotion, good for you. But everybody in that organization seemingly hyper focused right now.
Do you think they will go after that Atlanta Falcons coach that got fired, who used to be the defensive coordinator with McVay, or not?
Yeah, so Raheem Morris, who was the defensive coordinator of the Rams, went and became the head coach of the Falcons. By the way, when he left, he also had with him Jimmy Lake, who was the assistant head coach of the Rams. Jimmy was only there for a year. He got fired as defensive coordinator. What did the Rams do, Doc? They immediately went and got Jimmy Lake and brought him back as their senior defensive assistant. So if Raheem Morris does not find himself, and there's a lot of rumors that he'll be interviewed for other head coaching vacancies, if Raheem Morris is not immediately back as a head coach, and if Chris Shula were to get a head coaching job, it seems, George, putting 2 and 2 together, that Raheem Morris returns as defensive coordinator of the Rams.
Yeah, it would make a ton of sense. I don't think there's any question about it. So, Dr. Clapper, I think Kappy has laid out a plan for the Rams to go on a big run. Kappy, you want to lay it on him before we let Dr. Clapper go?
I do, and I have one personal question, but here it goes. It goes like this, Doc. The revenge tour starts in Carolina. You get done with dispatching of the Panthers. You go to Seattle the following week. You take care of business there when you should have won that game. Punt return and 3 2-point conversions is why you lost. You beat Seattle. Then you go on the road, and you lost to Philadelphia during the season with blocked field goals. You lost to Philadelphia last year during the regular season and during the playoffs. You go to Philadelphia. You fix that situation, and then you go win the Super Bowl in Santa Clara in your biggest rival stadium. How's that for a revenge tour, Doc?
The Italians like to say revenge is a dish better served cold. I totally agree with you.
So did the Klingons in Star Trek. They used to also say that.
Hey, Doc, one thing, if I were going to call the Weekend Warrior show on Saturday, I would have to tell you about an orthopedic issue that I'm having, and I'm embarrassed to tell you this, George. You ready for this? I think I'm severely injured. Not hurt, like where I can play through it. I actually think I'm injured, Doc. You want to know why?
Tell me.
I've not joking around, literally for years have slept with my right arm above my head and my arm under the pillow and my head on my shoulder. And now, after all these years, I'm in agonizing pain in my right shoulder. So when I just
That's your
lift
rotator cuff.
Yeah, so when I
That's
just
your
lift,
rotator cuff. So feel the top of your shoulder right now. That bone you're feeling next to the clavicle is called the acromion, okay? And that bone should be parallel to the floor on its top and on its bottom. Most likely you have a slight tilt to the undersurface of your acromion. This could be confirmed with an MRI. And what lives underneath that bone? The rotator cuff. So when you sleep in that position, you're driving the tip of your acromion into that tendon, and that's what's called bursitis. I don't want anybody ever giving you a cortisone shot, stem cells, PRP, no needles into your shoulder. But there's an exercise you can start doing now which will make you feel better. So I need you to stand up, Scott, and I want you to take your thumbs and rotate your arms, so your thumbs, like you're hitchhiking, are pointing to the ground. And I want you, without a weight, to lift your arms up to your side and then back to your legs. Out to the side, back to your legs. And I want you to do that for just a few minutes in the morning, maybe at lunchtime for 5 minutes, and at night. And what you're doing is rotating your rotator cuff into the very position we want, and you will ultimately make a blister into a callus. It'll take a few weeks. Your pain will go away, and it won't come back again.
This is why I asked. I mean, I had to be selfish. I had to ask a little bit. People probably have the same problem. God, I can't believe I hurt myself sleeping.
And if it persists, you're going to get an MRI, and you'll come here, and I'll get you one.
All right, beautiful.
There we go. The great Dr. Robert Klapper, the Weekend Warrior Show.
Doc.
You hear it Saturdays at 7 a.m. right here on ESPN LA, presented by Cedars-Sinai, the one and only Dr. Klapper's Sedano.
George, you like when I give you the double thumbs up and then my computer decides to light off fireworks?
Yes, it was hilarious.
When he told me to put my thumbs down, I'm like, what's my computer going to do? And I think it started raining. Like, look right now. It's like raining because my thumbs are down.
The Prize Picks Power Hour is on. You want to take, guys, a 2-minute timeout here and then pay off the whole Yahoo Sports extravaganza, or we want to stay here?
No, let's just keep going, man.
Let's keep going.
We already had YouTube drop. Let's go.
Oh, God, we had YouTube drop.
Well, I mean,
wait, you're the one that's always like, oh, we got to stay YouTube, so, let's go.
We're also on the app, so we have most of our audience is on the app still. But
I get it, but...
Is that right? I didn't know that.
No, there's no question that's the case.
Oh, yeah, the app is through the roof.
Oh.
Yeah. You could tell your Kappy Cast guys that, we have, 6 figures of people listening on the app.
I was wondering when that would resurface.
And 300 of them watching on YouTube or whatever.
And now he's going to go on the Kappy Cast today. He's going to say, you know what Sedano said?
Well, I didn't even know. I've not really studied the data on the app. I don't have access to
Birdie
it.
and I get a printout. We get an Excel doc every month.
Oh, I'd like to have that.
You're not.
Why?
Because it's just for
just like you can't get on the Rams.
You're not part of leadership,
Kappy. The Lakers distribution list.
Yeah.
You think why is this private information? Is this not information we should all have access to?
I don't think I want you to have access.
Why
to
not?
It.
It's like
I don't want more
Netflix's
questions.
information. They don't share it.
Yeah, I don't want more questions from you.
We send it to Sedano. He decides whether he wants to give it to you.
Oh, really?
Good job, bro.
Hey, black hand, hook up the gray hand.
And by the way,
see
I will be honest. I have sent it to Sedano at times to be like, hey, look at this.
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
Yeah, well, you're not going to see it.
Why not?
You're not going to see it, Kappy.
Well, I should be part of
the leadership.
leadership.
You know why? Because you decided to go against us and go on that Yahoo Sports show today.
Wait,
what?
I did what?
No, I don't know. Anyway, I was just trying to segue.
Oh, thank you.
I thought there was going to be something I didn't know about.
Yeah, me too.
All right, so let's talk about it, Kappy. Tell us, lay it on me. How did it go?
You know what? I got to tell you, George, I thought it went surprisingly smooth. It surprised
me. We should have Michael Goldfarb on.
Yeah, we should get his take because maybe I thought it went decently and maybe he thought it went terribly.
I'm going to text him.
But I'll tell you,
line 2.
Give him the new phone number. I will say this: I was surprised they use Zoom as a way to dial in. And I think Zoom is good for business meetings, but I'm a little surprised that from a television production standpoint, and I grant you it's a streaming show, that they use Zoom rather than what we use, which is Switcher Studios, or what I use on the Kappy Cast, which is called StreamYard. So I was a little surprised by that, but I will tell you there was anxiety this morning because I was like, wait a second. I don't know if the computer that I'm using even has Zoom on it because I never use this computer for a Zoom. So then I was like freaking out, like, am I going to get in?
There's like a desktop version.
Oh, no, that's right. But I've never used my computer for Zoom because it's my third computer in my office here. So nonetheless, dialed in, no problem. Prior to me going on, George, they had Bruce Arians, the former Tampa Bay Bucks coach, on. Oh. And Arians is talking like as if he's talking to a football team. And he is cursing like every other word. And so when Goldfarb comes on, he goes, Cap, do we got you? Can you hear me? I'm like, yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Yeah, I got you. I'm like, hey, am I allowed to curse like that on your show? And they're like, we'd prefer that you not. They were not prepared for Bruce Arians to be dropping bombs all over him. But it was like he was just talking to his pals on the phone. So that happened. And then your man, Julian Council, he was really good, man. I thought he was outstanding.
So here's the thing. We have audio. We have a minute from Cap. We have about 38 seconds from Julian, and then we have a minute clip where the moderator does the winner. So do we want to play all three, George? Or
Sure.
Okay. So let's begin, Lindsay, with the Cap side of the argument.
Here's the beauty of why the Rams want to go back to Carolina. Because let me tell everybody here, the redemption tour starts in Carolina. And once the Rams go to Carolina, beat up on the Panthers like I'm sure they will, that's why they're a 10-point favorite. Once they get done dispatching the Carolina Panthers, you know what they do from there? They go to Seattle and they go win that game and they avenge that loss, because you'll never see another NFL game where there are 3 2-point conversions, 100% for 2-point conversions in the same game. So they'll get done with Carolina, they'll go beat Seattle, and then you know what the Rams are finally going to do? They're going to go to Philadelphia, probably play in the snow, someplace they couldn't win earlier this season. They couldn't win last year in the playoffs. They'll finish off the Eagles, and then the Rams will go win the Super Bowl in their rival's home stadium up in Santa Clara. So, yeah, the Panthers deserve the home game, but the Rams will start the redemption tour this weekend.
That actually would be pretty legendary if they do that. But that's not happening.
So that was the Cap side.
Yeah.
Now let's hear the Julian Council side, Lindsay.
There has not been much hope over the last couple of years. They've tried to place their hope in people like Baker Mayfield. It didn't work out. Sam Darnold did not work out. P.J. Walker for a little bit. Teddy Bridgewater. Now they finally have hope. And am I telling you to put all your hope in Bryce Young? Not necessarily. I'm telling you to put your hope in what they're building with Dave Canales and Dan Morgan as a brain trust here in Carolina now. So absolutely, yes, Panther fans are happy to be in this spot, and Rams fans are pretty upset that their team sold their britches down the stretch.
All right, so then I'm watching you guys
their
play.
britches.
Yeah,
I want to make sure
soiled
their britches.
Yeah.
Okay, just want to
Soiled
make sure I
their britches,
understood that. Believe me, I'm well in touch with that emotion. Go ahead. Chrissy, that was for you, pal.
That
Chrissy,
was good.
That was for you,
That
man.
was good.
Yeah, I was soiling your britches.
That
They don't
was nice.
understand my problems, but you did, and I knew that was for you, man.
I appreciate it. Now we will play the winner audio, and this is Jason Fitz and Caroline Fenton, who hosted the show on Yahoo Sports. Hit it, Linz.
Cap, I do appreciate your very bless your heart-esque type of debating of, oh, Carolina had such low expectations. Good for them. Bless their sweet little hearts. Cap, what you don't know is that I am born and raised in St. Louis, Missouri. So I know that we want objective judging here on this program. That is not what we do here. No. When I heard Stan Kroenke, best owner in the NFL, that was just salt in a decade-long wound that I have been licking since the Rams left my hometown. So, Julian, not only because he hit me where it hurt with that one, you win because you are 1,000% correct. The Panthers deserve home field advantage. The Panthers fans deserve this. After years and years of just drudging through the depths of the NFL, Panthers deserve to be right here. So, Julian, you win the more important side of this matchup. The game doesn't really matter. This is what matters. And, Julian, my friend, you win it.
Yes.
Congratulations, Julian.
Wow, what a
Lost,
voice
George.
on that one.
I lost, man.
Wow.
It's okay, Kappy.
Who would have known that your Charger hate and your love for Stan Kroenke would have come back to bite you?
I know.
I
It
know.
got me. And listen, had I known that young lady, Caroline, was from St. Louis and that I was doing exactly what she said, I was pouring salt into her wound, I don't think she understood, though, that I had that same salt poured into my wound about the Chargers leaving San Diego for L.A. I look at the Rams as a team that went to their rightful home. I look at the Chargers as a team that showed up that nobody wanted. So I know St. Louis fans are upset, and I understand that. I do get their emotion about the Rams leaving. But the difference between the Rams and the Chargers is, and don't anybody hit me up on social media today and tell me that the Chargers were in L.A. in 1950 whatever. Please, let's not have
Well, they were,
them.
though. It was originally owned by a credit card company. That's why they were called the Chargers. Yeah.
I've never heard that before.
I learned that in the history of the AFL special.
Wow, I've never heard that.
Yeah.
I thought they were owned by the Hilton family,
I think it eventually went there, but when they first started the team, it was owned by somebody or The credit card company. I learned that in the history of the AFL documentary.
I've never heard that before. That's very interesting to me. That I did not know that.
I did not know
that. That is wild stuff. That I did not know. That is weird. Yeah, it was fun, George. I got to tell you, man, I was a little apprehensive because of the time. I was also a little apprehensive about, I've never seen any of these shows on Yahoo, you know? But then what happened is a lot of times.
Goldfarb has texted me back. He's not texting me back. What's going on, Goldfarb?
Well, maybe he's busy producing.
He ain't busy.
He might be. He might be. Well, he's a big boss now. So
yeah.
But they don't just have one show. They got several. They got the Andrew Siciliano showgram over there. So they do content. They do content all day.
Yeah, I guess what I didn't realize is that anytime you click on a Yahoo article, especially a sports article, obviously there's an infusion of video content as well. So you might be reading the article, but they are also saying, hey, while you're here, you might want to watch or listen to what these guys are talking about. So I maybe underestimated, because I'm not exposed to it, how much reach this might have had. So I thought it was great, man. And I really like that guy, Julian Council. I thought he did a great job.
He's good.
Yeah, he's really good.
I know I ripped him yesterday, but he's good.
No, he did a good job, man. And I actually thought, George, the guy who was the host, his name is Jason Fitz. Does that sound right?
Fitz.
Yeah, he used to be with us at ESPN, too, for many years.
He told me to make sure that I said hello to you and so that you guys go back. And so there, I'm passing on regards from Jason Fitz.
He's a big Raider fan, too.
Oh, yeah.
Huge Raider fan.
Huge Raider fan.
Right. He actually was trying to get Bruce Arians to come coach the Raiders.
Interesting.
Which I didn't think was a great idea, but
why?
I think Bruce is kind of done. I think Bruce is happy.
They did that with the Pete Carroll experiment.
Yeah.
I mean, Bruce has got a sack of
Bruce. A little younger, no?
Yeah, a little bit younger, but he's got a sack of Werther's originals too.
He does.
He's
very
sucking
concerned.
on those things all day.
I'm really concerned about what you guys have told
73.
me. I didn't know that. How old?
73.
Wow, I didn't know.
Oh,
he was
wow,
that old.
he's exactly the same age as Pete.
They should get Bruce and Pete together. That could have been good, like a bosom buddies. Odd couple of NFL coaching. Them just doing antics all day, like doing crossword puzzles in an offensive meeting.
Yeah.
I know I've been reading a lot about, this is what happens after somebody gets fired is people start airing everybody out.
Well, that came out. Are you going to go about the son?
Yeah. So,
wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What happened?
So Pete Carroll's son
Brennan Carroll, right.
was the offensive line coach of the Raiders. And listen, you don't have to play the position to coach the position necessarily, but I've seen it many, many times where a coach has not played the position or didn't play football, and then they're given this job, and the players are like, oh, well, he's only getting the job because he's the coach's son, and then they just have no respect at all for the coach, and the coach can't make any impact at all. And according to the reports, at least, again, these are reports. I don't know what's true and what's not true, especially in today's day and age of publications. But the report was that it was so bad with Pete Carroll's son as the offensive line coach that Ashton Genty and Geno Smith would actually have like private meetings with the offensive line to try and coach them into, hey, this is the way I'm going to be in my drop back, or hey, this is the way I'm going to be when I'm going over the left guard. So the players were actually having their own sort of coaching meetings. And so while I'm super disappointed that Pete leaves the Raiders in very embarrassing fashion as far as I'm concerned, if these stories are true, not only is it nepotism, but that's the entire NFL, but putting your kid in a position where you're desperate because you don't have talent, and then you give them I'll call him a less experienced kind of a coach, man, that's a disaster. That really is.
It is what it is, man. I mean, the whole thing was a disaster from the beginning.
Gosh, is there any chance at all that John Harbaugh goes, you know what? I like the idea of coaching in the same division as my brother. I like the idea of a team that has nothing going right now, so they're going to give me the time to build it. The question I have, though, is could John Harbaugh
if I were John
handle...
Harbaugh, I'd wait to see what happens in the playoffs. I think there could be some playoff teams that lose early that could fire their coaches and see what that looks like.
Okay, let me give you an example. You ready? Because Harbaugh got fired,
right,
and let's just say the Steelers lose to the Texans at home, is it conceivable that, and forget about firing Tomlin, no, not fire. Let's just say the two parties come to a decision, it's time.
No. Listen, if there's a playoff team to watch for Harbaugh, in my opinion, The Buffalo Bills. If the Buffalo Bills lose early, if Jacksonville beats Buffalo, John Harbaugh should jump at the opportunity to coach Josh Allen.
By the way, not a bad place to land considering Buffalo's moving into a brand new state-of-the-art facility. I mean, this was, you saw their last game was their last home game ever in what was used to be called the Ralph. So that old piece of crap stadium is getting torn down, and the one they built right across the street is going to be really nice. That's
what the Mongrels do when Morales does Mucho Morales instead of Menos Morales. They Ralph.
Oh, by the way, just an honest question, and I don't know the answer, but I'm still going to pull a Kappy and ask it anyway. In his payout from the Ravens, isn't there some language that prevents him from going to an AFC North team? Can't they stop that because he's still getting paid?
No, there's offset language in the contract as far as finances are concerned.
But not just offset. Couldn't they not accept the offset and not let him because they're still paying him technically? Or no?
I don't think so, but imagine this. You ready? Let's say this. You ready? Let's just say, play with me here for a second.
I'm going to play with you.
Let's say Mike Tomlin resigns. And let's say the Steelers are like, John Harbaugh's our guy. John Harbaugh making $17 million a year from the Ravens. Could you imagine the Steelers saying to John Harbaugh, here's the contract. We'll pay you $15 million. And really, ultimately, you got to have Baltimore now make up the difference. I mean, could the Ravens ultimately pay for Harbaugh to coach against them in the same division? Is that possible?
I don't think so. I think that Tomlin and Aaron Rodgers are going to run it back.
I agree with you, by the way. I do. I think Aaron Rodgers comes back, and I think that Aaron Rodgers and Tomlin go, hey, guys, together, let's give it one more shot. DK Metcalf was a nice addition. We let George Pickens go. Let's go get another big play wide receiver, and let's see if we can't run it back. I agree with that. How about this for a quote-unquote rumor? You ready? Maybe I'm making this rumor up. That's all right. Okay. Thank you. How about this one? You ready for this? Could you imagine a world where Kevin Stefanski gets hired by the Baltimore Ravens?
Why would they do that?
I totally agree with the question. Why would you take a guy from the Cleveland Browns and hire him to the Ravens and think that you've upgraded? And maybe they would say, well, we're not sure we upgraded because John Harbaugh is a very accomplished guy, but we are bringing in a new message and we are bringing in an offensive-minded coach who can really work with Lamar.
I don't think John Harbaugh got fired because he's a bad coach. You can see with the video going viral with Lamar not just walking past him at the end of the game. I think the message just got tuned out. It's why Cowher eventually retired. I just think that the Ravens and leadership just decided, you know what, it's time to move on. We're not getting there. And again, John Harbaugh's a brilliant coach, but he's not working anymore in this, and that could be because of Lamar not wanting him. I don't think they're going to try to get, quote, a better coach. They're going to get a different coach who has a new message. That's all, in my opinion.
Yes,
I don't disagree. I don't disagree, but here's my question. Wouldn't it be bizarre to see Kevin Stefanski leave the Browns and go to the Ravens?
I don't think that Baltimore is that stupid to hire him. I think they're smarter than that.
Why would it be top three candidate in a lot of places? Like with the Raiders, he's a top candidate. Stefanski.
He's supposed to be an offensive guy, and he struggled with every quarterback.
But I would blame Lindsay. I would blame the owner.
That's
because
true.
Because ask yourself this question: over how many years did Kevin Stefanski coach the Browns? Let's just call it 7.
6 or 7, yeah.
Okay,
6, 7.
And how many offensive coordinators did he have?
5.
Because
4, 5.
they kept making when they fired my boy Alex Van Pelt. Kevin Stefanski literally said to him, it's you or me. I mean, that's the way it goes. The owner comes to me and says, hey, fire the offensive coordinator. Why? Why would we fire the offensive coordinator? We had 18 different offensive line combinations, and we made it to the playoffs with Joe Flacco, our 5th quarterback. Why would I fire him? Because I think we need somebody who can coach Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson never helped them at all. So Kevin Stefanski, it would be bizarre, but it's not out of the realm of possibility that he could leave Cleveland and go to Baltimore in the way I see things.
I don't think you're going to see another head coach in Baltimore. I think you're going to see a coordinator who's going to get promoted, who's also interviewing. I think there's no reason to hire a fired head coach. Why? Why not give a coordinator a chance who's an offensive-minded coordinator?
I don't know. I mean, maybe if Baltimore looks at that offensive coordinator and says he's the guy. And by the way, the jobs that are opening up all over the NFL, you saw yesterday George Dallas fired Matt Eberflus, their defensive coordinator. Tampa Bay today fired their offensive coordinator and their quarterback coach with the expectation that whoever they hire as an OC will bring in their own quarterback coach to work with Baker Mayfield. Yeah. You've seen Washington fire their offensive coordinator and their defensive coordinator. So while we talk about all these head coaching vacancies, there are more jobs open around the league at not just the head coach, but at the coordinator positions than I can remember in the last few years of these coaching cycles. It's crazy what's going on out there.
It is wacky, Kappy. It's wacky.
It's wild. It's wacky stuff. It is wacky.
All right, let me read this liner real quick, and we know this set me off yesterday. I hope it doesn't set me off today.
Uh-oh.
Monday, January 12th, ESPN LA is taking over the Kings game. The Kings host the Dallas Stars at 7 p.m., and the festivities begin with Steve Mason singing the national anthem. Then Scott Kaplan, one Kappy, will be skating with the official ice crew to scrape the ice, and DeMarco Farr will be on the Zamboni waving to all of you. That's Monday, January 12th. This Monday coming up, Kings Night with ESPN LA coming to Crypto.com Arena.
Do you guys think I should try to practice ice skating before Monday night, or do you think I should just raw dog this thing and just show up on Monday and just go
for it? You know how to ice skate. You did it a couple years ago. I mean, you know how to ice skate. Now, these guys ice skate don't they go pretty fast to scrape the ice?
I would think so. I just don't know if I'm going to be able to keep up with these characters.
I think what you do is you just kind of you give it a once over, Kappy.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think you go once around the rink a few times. You build up a little speed. You kind of get yourself. It's like the traditional adage of riding a bike, right? You never forget. So just give it a spin before you go out there.
Do I get a helmet? I may need a helmet.
Do they wear helmets?
I think they give you a helmet. No,
okay.
Actually, I don't think they wear helmets.
I need a helmet.
I'm sure they'll give you one.
I've never paid attention to what they're doing when they're scraping the ice. So
I guess that's why you're not an ice scraper and I am.
Tommy Lamb, our market manager, we had lunch yesterday, and he asked me, "Are you really not going to go and support Kappy?" And I said, "Yeah, I'll go support."
Of course,
man. I thought we're tight, man. You're gonna blow me off, bro?
I don't know. He's not blowing you off. He just said he wasn't.
Meanwhile, let's talk about our friends at Prize Picks, since it is the Prize Picks Power Hour. Now, Kappy, I don't want you to do the Prize Picks pick of the day. Let's separate the reads.
Yeah, separate the read, Kappy.
I don't even think I should make a prize pick of the day, to be honest.
You're so bad?
Because I'm so ice cold. Seriously. I mean, I am so ice cold, I don't even think I should make a pick. I think it's dangerous.
Thankfully, on Prize Picks, if you download the Prize Picks app and use the promo code Kappy, K-A-P-P-Y, your first $5 lineup gets you a $50 lineup bonus. And it's very simple to play Prize Picks. It's more or less. There's a stat projection for every player imaginable and every sport imaginable. You pick more or less on that stat projection. You bundle a couple together, you can win cold, hard cash. And the thing is, Kappy, they don't have to follow your picks. There's a social media component now where you can follow real pros' picks, and you could follow your friends' picks, and you could collaborate in that fashion.
Other thing I would say to everybody is consider the early payout mechanism. Because last night when Luka had 30 and I was playing him for more than 36 points, and Wemby had about 10 and I was playing him for more than 19 points, he finished with 16, they gave me an option for an early payout. And I will admit, I got greedy last night. I was like, no, I'm going to let this thing play out a little bit. I got greedy. Wemby got to 16. There was a minute and change to go. And, George, they pulled him out of the game. So I couldn't get to 19.
Well, he was only going to play 24 minutes.
Yeah, that was on me, man. I got to come up with a better idea. And I'm looking right now. I haven't made my prize pick of the day, but I'm looking at tonight, this Ole Miss-Miami game. I'm looking at Carson Beck's numbers. I'm looking at Trinidad Chambliss' numbers. I'm looking at the Friday night game with Dante Moore of Oregon. I'm just looking around, and I am looking for a play. So download the Prize Picks app. Use the code Kappy, K-A-P-P-Y. Make your first $5 lineup. Get $50 in lineups thereafter. And somebody, please, help me. Help me get back to the winning side.
All right, Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
And it sucks to be wrong.
Thank you, 943. I didn't have it potted up. That's on me. The Sedano Kap Morning Show, quack, quack, on a Thursday.
Quack, quack.
You know, George, since we're talking about college football in this playoff, we'll see this Miami-Ole Miss game tonight. What is going on right now in the world of the transfer portal? Somebody sent me a message on Twitter and said, man, you played in the wrong era of college football. Brother, you are so right. Do you know?
Are there a lot of kickers going for big money?
Okay, real quick. I didn't know this. My guy, this kid who was the kicker at Pitt, my alma mater, he had a very, very good freshman year. I think he was like 20 of 23 on field goals. I mean, really, really great year. And playing in Acrisure Stadium in Pittsburgh is a tough place to play. as we just saw last week in that Baltimore-Pittsburgh game, right? It's a tough place to kick.
Yeah.
The field is wet, it's muddy, the grass doesn't stick, and the weather can be really inclement. This kid, after his freshman year, hit the transfer portal. And why? He transferred to Michigan. Now, I will tell you, I mean, Michigan is a bigger, better football program. As much as it hurts me to say that, it's a bigger, better football program than Pitt.
No question.
But I don't know. Does Michigan say, hey, we need a kicker. This kid's in the portal. We'll pay him $100,000. I don't know what the going rate is. I've seen these quote unquote going rates for quarterback, defensive end, etc. Quarterback, top level college quarterback transfer portal, $4 million. But what is a top level kicker in the transfer portal? $100,000? Scholarship? I don't know. They pay for your food? I don't know what the deal is. But what's going on in this transfer portal? Are you following this story about the quarterback from Washington who apparently agreed with Washington?
It is going to be a seminal moment in how things get fixed, I think.
What do you know about this story? And when I say what do you know,
so Damon Williams, the quarterback from Washington, signed a letter of intent for his new deal to re-sign with the Washington Huskies. And then reneged on said deal via Twitter a week later and said he was going to LSU. So Lane Kiffin back involved in this, at the center of this, of course. And Washington is saying that and the Big Ten will say they will pursue legal action because of the signed letter that they have for the kid committing for another year.
Yeah, listen, I'm going to preface my comment by saying I get it. It's considered an old man take. I understand. I freaking hate this transfer portal the way it is. I'm not opposed to the kids getting paid. It's not my point. I just don't like
the transfer portal is the greatest thing ever, dude. It's free agency. Now, I'm with you. It probably should have I think that you should be allowed to sign guys. It is a two-way street, though, because you're only viewing this through the prism of the schools getting screwed by the kids. But there's a lot of these. There's a lot of the. Okay, then how are you looking at it?
I don't like the fact that kids go school to school to school every year. It's not about
okay. So how about the fact that kids get pushed out the door?
Yeah, I don't like that either. Because just to give you an example, like when I went to
Because, by the way, that happens just as much as the kids jumping from school to school to school.
When I went to college and I signed my letter of intent, this is going to be a really bad comparison. I had the same emotional thought of when I got married. I'm going to be at this school the entire time. And, George, truth be told, after my second year, I started thinking to myself, maybe I should go elsewhere. And at that time, when you transferred, you had to actually sit out a year. So
Correct.
So now you have these kids. Like, I'll give you an example. Bergie, didn't you send me a text yesterday? This kid, Malachi Nelson, who was the quarterback at Los Alamitos High School, he was considered like the #1 high school prospect in the country. In fact, Clutch Sports even signed an NIL deal with the kid. He goes to SC, he doesn't play. He goes to Boise State, he doesn't play. He goes to UTEP. I don't know if he played or he didn't because I wasn't watching any UTEP football. And now he's transferring again. That's the part of it I don't like, is every single year these guys can move, and I don't think it's good for the schools necessarily, and I don't think it's good for the kid.
I don't disagree with you, but what I will say to you is this, okay? What ends up happening is there are times – this never gets reported this way. There are deals that are longer than a year. But what happens is the schools originally tried to do some of these, and then they realized, oh, we don't want to keep the kid. We want another kid to replace him. And then they felt like they were backed into a corner. So the schools the programs also want 1-year deals. It's not just the kids. Now, the administrations and the coaches do a much better job of bemoaning the 1-year deals. But the dirty secret is they love it because they get to replace guys that they feel like they may be missed on.
I would love to know if there's any data out there of the number of guys that were, to use your phrase, kind of pushed out. Because here's what I like.
Kappy, I will tell you this.
Yeah.
I don't know it. I don't have an official number,
mm-hmm.
but I will tell you it's pretty close to even where guys get pushed out the door.
Yeah, I'd love to know it because it could change my perspective. You see, I like Jaden Maeva.
Well, how about you just trust me on this one?
Wait a second. Should I trust your reporting or should I just trust you?
How about both?
I'm gonna ask Claude, my new best friend, if he can find me some data on the number of college football players that actually get pushed out. And the schools are doing that.
I'm telling you, the coaches don't love to don't. No one is talking enough about this. Coaches push a lot of kids out the door. And by the way, it happened way before even the transfer portal was a real thing.
I like Maeva staying at USC. I like Dante Moore saying, "Hey, I'm transferring from UCLA. I'm willing to sit and wait and be patient, and I might come back next year," which I think he should. I like Arch Manning, the way he's done it. Hey, you know what? I'll go there. I'll wait my time. I'll play my first year. You know, I saw Dan Orlovsky yesterday say that if Arch Manning came out this year, he's clearly the number 1 overall pick. So this is higher than Mendoza, higher than Moore, that if Arch Manning came out this year, he's the number 1 guy.
All on speculation, because he hasn't proven to be better than any of those guys.
No, but Orlovsky's point is that if he came out this year, Arch Manning would be the number 1 overall pick. I like that Arch Manning is going back to Texas. Not going back to college, going back to his team.
What I would push back on Orlovsky is that's based on projections, not production.
Well, I mean, pushing back is fine. I'm just giving you what I heard him say yesterday, and he's a somewhat well-respected football guy. And I like that Arch Manning is going back for another year. I like that Arch Manning isn't rushing to the NFL. But you know what? Arch Manning's probably making $10 million a year at Texas. And I just don't mean at Texas with NIL, but all the different companies that he's representing.
Yeah, look, Kappy, I'm just telling you, a lot of coaches push kids out the door, and that's why they end up in the portal. They basically nudge them out. Trust me when I tell you.
Listen, I trust you because I know this. I helped a kid last year transfer, and then the coach got fired, and then you know what happened? The new coach came in, and the new coach said to the kid, well, yeah, you can compete for the job. And the kid was like, I transferred here from a much bigger, better school to help you guys and to help my own career, and now the coach gets fired, and the next coach goes, yeah, you can compete. And what does that kid do, George?
He bails.
He hits the portal.
He has to, because the guy told him, yeah, you're not guaranteed anything.
Yeah.
You're not my guy.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm saying. It's a two-way street there, buddy boy.
Yeah. I just don't like the portal. I think there should be rules around how much transferring you can do without
penalty.
Fair
enough, but there also should be rules on coaches pushing kids out the door then, if that's
also fair enough. Also fair enough. Well, maybe we should come up with all the answers, you and me.
Yeah, I don't got time for that.
Nah, you're too busy, with Wemby.
Did you know Victor French was in Highway to Heaven?
And putting you on Yahoo shows.
Oh, that's true. You're booking me on Yahoo shows as well.
Exactly. Exactly.
Oh, gosh.
What's the music for, by the way?
Highway to Heaven. I was just letting it play.
Yeah, I liked it.
I was just curious. Should we talk about Jacob here?
Well, no. The Highway to Heaven is when we do the Don't Sweat the Small Stuff calendar of the day.
Okay, let's have it.
Be great on this Thursday.
I had no idea that was supposed to be like a Pavlovian moment.
No, that's
there.
fine. We're just starting for 2026. We'll build a bit. Be grateful.
Oh well, my car's ready in the valet. Just so.
Okay.
I gotta get packed here soon.
Be grateful for when you're feeling good, and graceful when you're feeling bad. Often the difference between a person who is happy and someone who is unhappy isn't how often they get low, or even how low they drop, but instead, it's what they do with their low moods, Kappy.
That's why you got to snap yourself out. When you start feeling yourself spiraling downward, you got to have something that says, snap out of it.
Exactly. Now, because Sedano, because his car is ready in the valet, let's go ahead and talk about our friend, Jacob and Ronnie.
Yeah, I got a pack still, too.
Oh, Andy's got a pack.
Happy New Year, L.A. As 2026 gets going, I'm wishing you a full year of wealth, success, and really great things. And so are the losses of Jacob and Ronnie. But if your year takes a turn, and a bad one to boot, with a car accident or a serious injury, we want you to know exactly when that happens. All you got to do is call Jacob at this new number, 800-345-6789.
Yeah, because when you call the law offices of Jacob and Ronnie, you're not getting some cold voicemail maze of some kind. A real person, a real human being, not AI, a real person picks up, someone trained to listen and get the details of what happened. And that first call is a free consultation. It's a free case evaluation. You can ask questions. You can talk about your pain, your car, your job, all of it. And it does not cost you 1 cent.
Right, and from there, the team at the law office of Jacob and Ronnie will get to work. Your information goes to the lawyers who actually review your case. They look at how you were hurt, who's responsible, and what insurance is involved. They make sure They can truly help you before promising anything. No overpromising, no false hope, just honest, straight answers, Cap.
And then I think one of the biggest things you got to realize is that when you call Jacob, it is no fee, $0 unless you win. That means Jacob takes the risk of fighting the case. You do not pay attorney's fees unless Jacob wins for you. And he's been doing this for people who have been injured all over Southern California since 1996. Here we are in 2026, and he's got that new easy number to make things even better for you.
800-345-67.
89. Save that number. 800-345-67. So save it in your phone right now under Jacob and Ronnie. You're not searching for it while you're shaking up on the side of the road, Cap.
That's right. That's exactly right. The law offices of Jacob and Ronnie are the official sponsor of the Lakers, and that same dedication to winning is what Jacob brings to every single case that he is on.
So if your accident turns your New Year's upside down, know who to call and when to call and when to make that call. Dial 800-345-6789 or visit calljacob.com.
Thank you, Sedano. They're moving the Christmas tree out of the lobby. It's always a sad day when the Christmas tree gets moved.
Yeah.
Until next year, Christmas tree.
I took all of ours down on Sunday. When I say ours, I mean Rachel's.
Right.
Yeah, I took mine down on
Goldfarb
Sunday
just
also.
got back to me, says he was busy, and he apologizes that he just saw it. I told him, no worries, we're wrapping. Maybe something.
Unacceptable.
Tomorrow we'll have them on. Although you got to leave earlier tomorrow, right, Sedano? Yeah.
I got to leave earlier tomorrow because I got to catch my flight back to L.A. to my home away from home because I'm going from here to Phoenix to this game tonight, this college football game.
Well, then next week. Time for the Prize Picks Power Hour. Pick of the day with Kappy. Thanks to Prize Picks. Download the app today and use code Kappy, K-A-P-P-Y, to get $50 in windups after you play your first $5 windup. That's code Kappy to get $50 in windups after you play your first $5 windup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right, Kappy.
This is where I make my pick of the day, but I'm going to say right now, I'm not 100% sure that I'm going to submit my lineup. I'm looking at Trinidad Chambliss tonight from Ole Miss, more or less than 274.5 passing yards against this very tough Miami defense. But when you look at his last 5 games, he's been over 280 for the last 5. So, you think that Trinidad Chambliss is going to continue that. I'm not so sure yet. I'm also looking at Carson Beck, the quarterback for Miami. Last week I played him for like over 225 passing yards. He only got to 138. So I'm inclined to want to say less on Carson Beck and maybe even less on Trinidad Chambliss, but I'm not clicking the submit lineup button right now. I got to think a little bit more. I really do.
All right, so we'll see what the pick is. But real quick, one text from Goldfarb. He did just text and says, but if you want to read my text on air, Cap brought it. He was electric. He was hilarious. Now, did he lose the debate? Yes. But did he bring up sex toys and cost me my job? No.
Oh.
For that, I salute him.
No sex toys, Kappy?
None yet.
All right.
None yet. But I did tell them that, when it comes to soiling their the diapers, I understand that.
Britches.
Soiling the britches.
Yeah, the britches.
Get it right.
Time for the Dealer's Choice Real Deal, brought to you by Sellers Advantage. Our friend, the CEO, Damon Wines. Want to sell your house before you call an agent? Call Sellers Advantage. They'll buy it as is with a competitive cash offer. No repairs needed. They make selling easy. Call 888-390-AS-IS for a no-obligation offer. Or visit sellersadvantage.com, DRE 0196-1658, Cap.
Real quick, I don't know if anybody is paying attention like I am, but if you are a skier or a snowboarder, it has been a tough start to 2026. However, last week, with all the rain, Mammoth got dumped on. And by the way, it was a little dangerous, too, because there were avalanches, and very sadly, there were some people who work for the mountain that were caught in those avalanches. Very, very sad. But the conditions are supposed to be literally world class. So, George, tomorrow I will be reporting live from Northern California, and I will take my talents to Mammoth, and I will see what's going on up there, and I expect 2 phenomenal days. I'll have to get out real early on Saturday because I got to be off the mountain by 1:30 so I can see the Rams beat up on the Panthers. But I'm chasing snow this weekend. Mammoth, here we come.
Thank you, Kappy.
Here we go.
Thank you very much.
Like you.
Mammoth, here we go.
Here we go. Mammoth, here we
The
go.
Thursday edition is in the books for the Sedano and Kap Morning Show. We missed producer Jorge today. I know I did. He will be back tomorrow as we do the Friday edition of Feel Good Friday, and very much so a Football Friday. Everybody enjoy the CFP tonight. We'll talk to you tomorrow as we get ready for Rams, Panthers, and so much more the whole Mishpucha back together tomorrow at 7 a.m. The Sedano and Kap Morning Show. Have a safe flight, Sedano. Everybody enjoy your Thursday. We'll see you tomorrow, Jack.